Joining us now to discuss, comedian and political commentator Bobby Sausalito. Bobby, thank you so much for being here today. It's a pleasure to have you on.
My pleasure indeed.
Bobby, do you think that you and I are on the establishment's naughty list? I know you like to speak up about this insanity going on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think anybody that dares to question how stupid things are and say things that have been observable, objective reality for the remainder of human existence is against is against the establishment and is against what they are trying to make us believe is the general zeitgeist of reality. Anybody that dares to question something as obvious as this can be made to be crazy, which means that they're also crazy when it comes to other things that actually affect all of us. If these people decide to wear makeup or get offended when they go to the hospital, that's their business. That doesn't affect us. But if they can say that we're crazy for pointing those things out, then they can also say that we're crazy for pointing out other things, like how they're poisoning everybody with the food that we eat, like how they're overloading people with pharmaceutical products, like how the border is wide open and all this fentanyl is pouring in enough to kill the entire population of America. If they can make you seem crazy for thinking it's for saying that a man can't be a woman and vice versa, then they can make you crazy for these other also objective realities.
Absolutely. And it's just so sad that there's people who are actually willing to sell out to further push this narrative, like these people sitting around at Media Matters who, frame us to be these horrible people. Are they just doing this to make a quick buck, or do you think they actually stand by what they believe or what they're speaking about?
Well, the vast majority of people in the world are employees. And the people at Media Matters and the people at any of these other institutions, these are people that are getting paid. There's a lot of people that will go slightly outside or even really far outside what they're willing to believe is the truth or what they're willing to kind of normally accept in order to get paid. It's sad. It's like everybody kind of has a price at some point. And some people are willing to sell their soul for a whole lot less. So it's like, these are people that are getting paid by other people. These are employees. And if they don't toe the line, well, then they lose their job. These people at Media Matters and any other institution that pushes this stuff, I would wager that probably the vast majority of them don't believe in what they're saying, but they believe that they need to get paid. And I think that politicians and really anybody else that's in this kind of like demonic, destroy everybody else at all costs, but I got to get mine type of mentality is the reason that the world is the way it is. Money and power runs the world, and everybody else is an employee, and you either decide to be on the side of demons, basically, and do what they say and collect your paycheck, or you fight Goliath. And if you choose to fight Goliath, we'll smear you, we'll destroy you, we'll ostracize you from society, we'll make you look crazy, we'll try to destroy your career, we'll try to destroy your family. And no, by the way, while we're doing this public humiliation of anybody that dares to come at us, we could take your family away from you. We could ruin you in society. And oh yeah, we also own the politicians in your area. We also own the judges and anybody else in the system that could destroy you if you dare come at the king. And everybody kind of tends to know that. So they're like, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's why the world is the way that it is, in my opinion.
I'm with you. I couldn't agree more. And it's just so sad because I think if we all united together and got to the point where we agreed that this is pure evil, as you stated, because it is, we could move past this and we could maybe make some progress and reverse course a little bit. But it seems like everyone, like you said, is just out for the paycheck, which is truly devastating. Now, Bobby, on Tucker Carlson's list, Libs of TikTok was listed under the LGBT category, the alphabet category, for lack of a better word. Yeah. Why are liberals so triggered that their own posts are being reposted? I mean, shouldn't they be absolutely stoked that they're getting all the free publicity?
Well, this is the thing. If you have no argument, the only remaining argument is emotion. So if you have no other basis by which to say that this is factually incorrect, objectively incorrect, or just generally incorrect because of X, Y, or Z reason or X, Y, or Z fact, what you do is you say, this is an emotional attack. This is an attack. This person is full of hate or misinformation. These like undefined terms that allow you to say that this person is bad without proving that they are in fact bad. It's funny on the list of people that they're coming at for as Tucker's disinformation people. They use Libs of TikTok as a hate account that is propagating hate and discrimination. It's like this account is quite literally screen recording things that people say out of their own mouth and then just reposting them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole public humiliation thing of anybody that dares to say the truth. It's like, this can be a literal repeat of exactly what you're saying, and they're like, this is hateful. If they can make things that are absolutely insane and cannot be proved in any objective reality seem like hate, or however they want to spin it, they can tell you that the sky is blue when it is in fact green or red or purple. It doesn't matter, because it's all part of the same bigger idea, which is, if I can lie to you about something that you can see right in front of your face and convince enough people to say, yeah, the sky is orange, then it's orange. And if you dare to come at it, then you're insane. And you're also insane about any other obvious truth that you happen to see in reality. And now your opinion is null and void forever.
Yeah, that is so true. We're seeing that with almost every facet of life these days, it seems. So we got to keep speaking up and calling out the truth, because people are getting real lost in this storm of insanity. Real quick, Bobby, do you have any advice for the man that wants to sound more feminine?
Well, I don't. That's an interesting question. I actually do not have any advice. But here's what I will say, and I wish that more people pushed out this message, which is, we have immutable characteristics that we're born with, and I wish that the real message of all this stuff was, you have to try to learn to love yourself. And look, I can't say what it's like to feel like I'm in a different body. I get it. They will say this person's opinion is completely void because they haven't walked in my shoes or heels or whatever. But it's like, I wish that people understood that you have to learn to love yourself. If you're short, if you're tall, if you have this type of hair, or if you have some other issue that you don't like about yourself, learning to love yourself and learning to love what God, the universe, whatever you choose to believe gave you is the most important thing. The fact that you can get surgery to feminize your face or change the way that you look isn't going to change the root cause of everything, which is how you feel about yourself inside. If more people just learned to love themselves and taught their kids, most importantly, to love themselves, then we wouldn't be seeing so much of this happening. We wouldn't see the social contagion of saying that this is okay actually happening in what I would consider is the one class that we need to maintain and protect, which is the youth. So learn to love yourself. No amount of surgery, no amount of hair, no amount of feminine voice is ever going to make you change the root causes of these problems. It's just going to be a Band-Aid on a gushing wound. And I hope that people can just learn to love themselves, especially the kids. If you're an adult and you want to do that, go for it. But leave the kids alone. How do we even have to say that? How is that a thing?
It should just
It's
be
sad.
common sense. But then again, we're living in 2022 in Biden's America, and absolutely nothing makes sense. But I love your message,
True
Bobby. Thank you so much for joining us today. Where can people find you? You're awesome.
Take naps on Instagram or go to followbobby.com.
Wonderful. Bobby, thank you again so much. Merry Christmas.
My pleasure. You too.